You were just in the UK. What was it? Last month in August.
Yeah. I came back on the 25th of August. August.
Was there anything on the atmosphere indicating what took place last Saturday? Did you see some signs, some indications?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone I spoke to was angry, pretty much, And what was really striking to me was that it was not just conservatives, and it was certainly not just far right people. I was staying for the first 3 weeks in a kind of little hippie enclave of Wales, where most of the people were sort of, ex-hippies, mainly my age, most of them certainly left wing. But even they were angry the way things were going. I mean, almost everyone is furious in England now, I mean, even lifelong Labour supporters are disgusted.
Normal people.
Normal people, And I think the numbers of the Tommy Robinson protest indicate clearly to me that this is a mass movement now, despite what the BBC wants us to believe. Perhaps we can talk about that later. But
indeed,
I think it's very much ordinary people. Certainly, the majority of the working class and lower middle class now want to see radical change.
Make Britain normal again before we make Britain great again. I think we have to go in.
Make Britain British again is really the key. I think there's really a serious threat of basically a Muslim takeover now, and it's very apparent in many of the cities now have majority Muslim populations. We have Muslim mayors in a lot of our major cities, including London, as you know, and there's no question that they're pushing their agendas, and their agendas which don't tally with what the majority of the population want.
Right. They show good generalship because they concentrate their forces. So they have a good strategic view of reality. And Britain, unfortunately, British people who are fair-minded people have been a little bit naive because they've never had to deal with a monster of this sort in the past. And I'm talking about Islamism. I'm not talking about decent Muslims, because we know that they're there and they're intimidated as well. The problem is with the liberal and fair-minded people is that they are suspect to this. They're and susceptible to this type of thing. And it's like introducing a foreign species into an environment which had never had to contend with this. What springs to mind is the image of the lamprey. Are you familiar with that animal that was introduced into Lake Ontario, believe, and it wrought havoc on the local fauna? This is a metaphor which I'd use. The British people, unfortunately, really need to take maybe also unpleasant action. Maybe they're going to have to think about some really drastic solutions with regard to antagonistic elements.
I agree. What do you mean by that, though? How far?
What I would do, certainly, I mean, people who do not subscribe to the British way of life, people who are advocating systems which are totally at odds with the British way of life, should really seek another home. And I think measures such as withdrawing citizenship should be considered. I think people who do not speak the language, who cannot communicate with it in the same moral system, with the same mores, really place a lot of stress on the social fabric.
Yeah, they do.
And we have
economic as well, actually.
Indeed. Yeah. But so I think citizens. Yeah, go on.
There's a comment here that I'd like to put on the screen just to make sure the session is dynamic. Someone is asking, who said the Muslims here? They are just the two who owns and runs the NGOs bringing them. Is there someone behind the scenes manipulating the demographics of the UK and Europe as such, in your opinion, Garry?
Well, you certainly can't point to one particular person like George Soros or King Charles or anything. No, I don't.
Too simplistic. That would be too simplistic.
We can't be that specific. I mean, in my opinion, it's this new elite which has more or less replaced the traditional British elite, which was a largely aristocratic elite supported by a kind of upper middle class managerial elite, which shared their values. But we now have a new elite that's come from the middle class and has been indoctrinated in left-wing, really neo-Marxist theories, Marcuse, Gramsci, those kind of people. And yes, they obviously want to replace the native population in the kind of naive belief that they're going to be able to bring about this sort of globalist utopian socialist society with these people from all over the world. I don't know if you've seen Sadiq Khan's new propaganda advert about immigrants, but he's just brought out an ad in which he says everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter. He quite literally says this. It doesn't matter what intelligence you have. It doesn't matter where you come from. You have what it takes to become a Londoner. So, everyone is welcome in London except Londoners. I mean, it is a kind of cultural genocide.